Hey guys, what's going on? Memes here. As you can see, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada just finished up his press conference, and he's confirming it was an Iranian missile that downed Ukrainian International Airlines the other day. I realized this happened about 2 days ago. I remember hearing about this. I wanted more confirmation before we covered it and also break it up, the monotony and the doom and gloom, with a little lighthearted video. But let's get into what we know so far. And again, as you can see here, the major speculation of the time is this was basically a mishap. This was a targeted aircraft that was a civilian aircraft that during a lot of the heat of the moment, where basically Iran had just launched approximately 16 or so missiles to two separate places housing U.S. forces, that they were on alert. Apparently this particular weapon system is a mobile weapon system that may or may not have actively been communicating with the airport, because if it's communicating with the airport, that location is then potentially compromised by U.S. forces. So this is just a tragedy. Let's get into what we know. So let's pop into CNN. This was from about an hour or so ago, last update. And again, you can see the pictures there of the Kiev-bound International Airlines Flight, the 737. And it unfortunately, all 176 passengers are deceased as we know it now. The airline has suspended all its flights to Tehran until further notice. And the big one here is what have folks confirming this even just before Prime Minister Trudeau did there. Hi, Tulsi. But yeah, Iranian missile system shot down Ukraine flight, probably by mistake, sources say. And what we got out of this is basically the other day, Ukrainian International Airlines Flight 752, a Boeing 737-800. I realized there was some initial speculation that maybe this was a 737 MAX that had one of those indicators where that appears to be related to a number of recent plane crashes. That was some early speculation. Apparently this is a Series 800, and just from what we can also see over here, this is allegedly a video showing the time of the actual missile strike itself. So we can see there, it looks like there's either a plane or something in the air. And, oh, hold on, I started. Oh, there we go. Start there. All right. We got, looks like a plane in the air there. And then it looks like there were some flames or sparks or something out of there. And as we continue to watch this, unfortunately, it doesn't look good. It looks like, as potentially reported, the plane may be attempting to turn back. This does appear to be a slightly different video than what I had seen before, but yeah, that unfortunately does look like it's terrible, but that does appear to be the final seconds from quite a distance of the 737 crash that claimed the lives of all 176 people. So when we delve into this article itself by Newsweek, all right, so they have from one Pentagon, one U.S. senior intelligence official, as well as I believe there's one Iraqi official in here as well, are all confirming basically the same information, that it appears this was a mistaken anti-aircraft launch. It's likely, and again, this is my speculation, that it was believed to be perhaps a U.S. drone, perhaps a bomber targeting other sites, because this is within the several hours after Iran had launched a number of missiles targeting positions within Iraq. I would imagine it would be on a heightened sense of alert for potential U.S. retaliation, and it looks like, unfortunately, one of these particular, they know it as the Gauntlet systems, as known to NATO. It's a Russian-built Tor M1 surface-to-air missile system. We actually have some pictures over here, brought to us by MC. Thank you, MC. But as we look at over here, that actually kind of looks like a maser from Godzilla. But apparently that does have the ability to launch an anti-aircraft missile. According to MC, it's got a surface range of about 20,000 feet or 6,000 meters. And one of the things that MC really did highlight was the sheer fact that if these are positioned, if these are actual mobile artillery units, if they are not in constant communication with the airport, which is a potential location that essentially it would be targeted, because, well, you have the airfields and everything there, and it would likely be one of the locations. If they are not in constant radio contact with them, they may not necessarily know that the 737 was going to be passing by. The unfortunate part about that as well is they essentially were likely keeping radio silence, because as soon as they pop up there, then all of a sudden US forces and intelligence would know that they are there. So war is hell, and unfortunately far too many folks just get caught up in the middle of it between powers and forces that be. Let me just double check, see if there's anything else in the article. I mean, President Trump, again, he had maintained some skepticism, but yeah, of the 176 people on board, 82 were Iranian, 63 were Canadian, 11 were Ukrainian, including 9 of the crew members, along with 10 Swedish, 7 Afghan, and 3 German nationals. As we can see, nobody survived the crash. I mean, I really hope we can do better. I mean, hopefully, maybe folks will take this and we'll be able to take a step back and try to hammer these things out diplomatically. I have to hope, but yeah, it is breaking that Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau confirms that it was an Iranian missile that downed Ukrainian International Airlines. So, peace out, everybody. Be safe.